Good morning. A busy day of tennis and a quiet day of football, but a nice in and out, as the actor said to the bishop in the football. Let's have a look at the tennis first. Some surprise results yesterday. Did we fail or did we grab the profit? I was keeping an eye on this one, Kekmanovic and Mickelson, because you've got a 2-1 scenario here. 1.44 favourite has to win the next set to stay in the tournament, which indeed he did without winning the match. So that's an important distinction, I think, is to look to green up at the trading outcome. I think that's key in tennis, particularly if you're in a service game and the player you favour's service game suddenly capitulates or he slips, then there's a real pull in the odds. Another breakthrough yesterday is perhaps having a predetermined trailing stop loss, etc., but that will only come with specific software. So this is Fairbot, for example. Now I will be looking into these settings here because on a number of occasions, a bit like financial trading, there can be a severe drop when you least expect it. So having a stop loss in place will, I hope, capture that trigger down. So I'm going to be looking at all of this functionality as far as tennis trading is concerned. I don't think it's needed for the football because we react, or the market will react to the goals or the lack of goals. It's quite simple. But this is a bit more nuanced. It's 1v1. So that's another breakthrough yesterday. Potential to set up automated trades. So you try to get in and out at 2, 3 or 4 ticks consistently. Tennis could be very well suited to that kind of scalping rather than football, really. Let's have a look at some of the other ones which caught my eye yesterday. Basil was not faulty against Musetti. I really did star Musetti, but this was a sloppy lack of research on my part. Look at this. Do check these things out. His last match was on the 6th of June. What on earth has occurred between the 6th of June and the 1st of July? Next thing to do, Musetti, injury. Setbacks with injury. So coming into the match with that, armed with that information, you would have been a little more lukewarm, or I would have been a little more lukewarm in my assessment of Musetti. The Musetti of February, March and April would have taken Basil back to his Torquay hotel. That's for sure. But when you've had an injury concern, you must factor that in. They're only humans and it's 1v1, isn't it? Unlike football, you've got 10 other players and substitutes. If Musetti's injured, Musetti has no one else to turn to apart from himself. I did mention Chris Eubank yesterday. Very good on grass, but he didn't win the match. But as a trader, you don't need to get it right as far as the final result. You just have to get the hint right. And indeed, he lost the first set to De Jong. He won the next 2 sets, Chris Eubanks. So the hint, another tennis trading element, play the hint and not the outcome. So if the favourite's 2 sets down and he wins the third, play the hint that the market expects the favourite to win the fourth. Denis Shapovalov, an awful performance yesterday at 1.13. This is what I'm telling you. Which side would you like to be on? The backer side or the layer side? We had a couple of them going down yesterday. We'll be coming to them, I think. I don't think I've got to them just yet. But we had a couple of them going down at 1.06. So from a tennis perspective, target these shorties because yet again, it's human v human, 1v1. Mental as well. I think looking at this yesterday in greater detail, that's your entry point there. What's your exit point? Probably the first break of Navoni. Or have a predetermined exit using that specialist software, for example. have a predetermined trailing stop loss because Shapovalov didn't break. And there was a hint here, wasn't there? 2 consecutive sets where he only won 5 games. So 1.13, you'd rather be a layer than a backer, wouldn't you? Bublik, profitable trade, losing outcome. He's a great trading player because he's unpredictable. Which means when he's playing the big guns, he will be a threat. He cocked this one up, Bublik. He was on the cusp of a win yesterday in that set there. Absolutely cocked it up. But it was a profitable trade. Munir won the first set. This is why I star these matches. Munir won the first set. Bublik won the next 2. Bang. That's your trading outcome there. Would have laid Yannick Sinner all day long. Unlikely. He would be troubled, of course, at 1.01. You've got to lay, haven't you? Don't forget Boca Juniors, 1.01. What happened to them? 1-1. Lofhagen, in retrospect, 1.3, laughably short against an established Spaniard. Spanish. Are they okay? They're better on clay, aren't they? Lofhagen, this was because he caught the eye in Eastbourne. He was a 1.3 favourite. So in retrospect, had I been a little more on my game, I would have laid Lofhagen winning the first set. Great entry point. Market overreaction to a Brit performing very well in Eastbourne. Maybe running out of puff or just not having the self-belief. But I think he's one for the future, Lofhagen. He's going to be tumbling down those rankings if he can stay fit. Any others yesterday? Taylor Fritz, in a hell of a battle against Mapeshi Perigard, went 2 sets down initially. That's your entry point, particularly when the 2 sets are tiebreakers. He is generally reliable, Taylor Fritz. Another short price favourite going down in 3 straight sets, Quentin Hallis. Wow. The shorties are tumbling, aren't they? Your entry point there would have been at the 2-0 here. Your exit point, you either have a predetermined exit point. For example, if I'm using a £40 stake, I may get out at the 13. So I could set up my software to get out at a third of my liability is lost and not tolerate any lower than that. So that could be something to look at as well. Tennis has a lot of potential for multiple trading techniques, scalping being one of them. For example, on the service games, if you hold your service game, you're just going to go up a tad in the odds. So very interesting set of markets. Marin Cilic, well done to him. Menzies lost the second set at 1.06 favourite. Game Monfils and Humbert, I was expecting a monster battle. 2 Frenchmen playing each other. Game Monfils, the underdog, winning in 5 sets. That's what you're after when you're targeting fellow countrymen playing each other. Forget the fact it's 1.36. You'd certainly get in at 2-1 here. Very, very low entry point, particularly as the third set was won by Humbert in a tiebreaker. Pennington Jones, hello. Got his butler to play for him yesterday, and he won against the odds, against Echeverry. Fabulous stuff from Pennington Jones. Hops back in his Bentley, off to Chelsea and Kensington. Have a Pims at Ritz. And he's off to the next round. Have to get his pinstripe suit ironed overnight, Pennington Jones. Congratulations to the Englishman there. Perhaps third set targetable. Maybe like Heather Watson, a Brit at Wimbledon, overperforming in front of home support. Will the rankings catch him out in that crucial third set? Novak Djokovic only lost 1 set at 1.01. And in the ladies' game, there was a couple of interesting plays yesterday. The Towson Heather Watson one. Heather Watson underdog winning the first set. British or Guernsey. She's a Guern. She's from my island. Heather Watson winning the first set. 1.25 Towson, bringing it back to parity and then going on and winning. That's what we're expecting. It's an interesting trading technique, isn't it? You've got an underdog who's a local to the local tournament winning the first set. Your assumption is that's out of the enthusiasm of home support then you're going to hope that the rankings and the odds line up for an equaliser for the favourite in the next set, which indeed happened. So good stuff there. Elsewhere yesterday, the ones I starred, Jones again. It's 1.8 and evens is a 3-setter potential, isn't it? F. Jones, the Brit, at Wimbledon, winning the first set in an even Steven match. Take her on. Starov Dubsteva won the next set. Simple job. Andriera and Sheriff was another great example of being flexible and using the set betting market. Andrieva 1.05 favourite, and the set betting market for the first set winner, completely toppled the odds of Sheriff, or I Shopler, as she's known to her friends. Let's have a look at the first game, and you'll see she was only leading 0-2 in the first 2 games. And the first set winner odds toppled hugely and presented extremely good value for 86th against the world number 7 after only 2 games in a first set. Huge market overreaction. You could have laid her to win something like 2.7, 2.6, which was extremely good value in the set 1 winner market after 2 matches. You've got absolutely no way of reading the set winner from there, do you? And world number 7 wins, breaks immediately, back on parity. And that's your out. Simple as that. Sheriff's odds from there to there went up to about 4.8 to 5s. And that's your trading angle. So set betting, set 1 winner markets, I do like playing, particularly when the underdog has taken a very, very early 0-2, 0-3 win. So plenty of tennis yesterday. As far as the football is concerned, yesterday it was a nice, simple play. If you trusted KUPS, the bounce back after HJK being indicative that they are back on track, and indeed it was. This was a clinical. Guniston take the lead. We ummed and we ahed. I gave you the yeses and nos on Telegram, and I hope you followed up. Laying over 1.5 goals covers the 0-1 in case the no scoring KUPS don't turn up. By half time, it's 2-1 and you're out. Absolutely superb. So, yes, stick them in your black notebook now. KUPS are back and at them after 5 matches failing to score. No excuses for them today. Finnish Veikkausliiga today sees the recent victors. KUPS beat HJK 3-0 recently. And that's HJK's only loss since the first 3 matches of the season. I don't expect HJK to start cocking things up. Indeed, after that defeat to KUPS, they went back and scored 2 or 3 goals. We're expecting 2 or 3 goals today from HJK at home. They are the league leaders again. You would have thought that first 3 matches of the season they lost. They are quickly on their coattails is Ilves and Turku in what is becoming an entertaining title battle. And it's all changed. Turku are second. And they've played, KUPS have played 3 matches more. Turku can catch and overtake. HJK, with a win today, takes them to second potentially. Turku could go top with a win today. That gives them another motivating layer. Ilves, with a win today, could take them second. So the title race has got some unexpected names. So you'll expect them to keep at it. 3 consecutive 1.2 favourites at home is a good trading angle. You're expecting, with that, at least a goal before half-time. 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. Let's have a look at the neutral plays for these 3 matches. With HJK, over 2.5 goals likely to be skinny. First half goal breakthrough if you expect them to score 3 goals as they did in the last match. Simple angle. With only 2-0 nils at half-time for KTP and with a 1.22 home favourite, you can infer the potential for a goal before half-time. Ilves score a lot of goals in the last 15 minutes as well, so do look for that potentially, or particularly if Ilves require goals in the 75th plus minute. They do have a reputation for scoring 7 of them, so that's a real strong angle. Turku and Mariehamn Mariehamn are far more of a threat at home to these big boys. I would give Mariehamn a chance if they were at home today to Interturku. They perform very well against the top 4, top 5 at home, but tend to capitulate away. Try this stat on for size. 3 times away from home, Mariehamn have lost 4-1. All to teams around Interturku in the league. 1.2 suggests 3-0, 3-1, any other home score, and a potential of a goal before half-time. VPS and Haka looks a lot more difficult, but we've got yet another odds-on favourite at home. Only home loss fee second for VPS, and they do score, well, they have scored all of their home goals in the second half. So if you infer 1.9 home favourite are going to score, and it's 0-0 at half-time, you can lay that draw. Those are the neutral plays. Let's have a look at Wimbledon today. And I will be doing a Wimbledon Day 3 roundup for you, along with the strengths and weaknesses of the players. It might just have, had we read that properly yesterday, it would have pinpointed Mazzetti's recent injury. And that's something else for you to look at now. TennisExplorer.com, I think, has an injury list. Or let's just try an experiment. Provide me with a list of recently injured tennis players who are playing today at Wimbledon in the ATP and WTA. Let's see if AI can present us with some potential recent injury for players. So let's see. Novak Djokovic, stomach bug, medical timeout in his opening match. So this is another angle, I think. If you can do this each day. Gara, lucky loser, won his first round match, competing again today. Gara. Emma Raducanu dealing with lingering back issues. Right. Gettable if winning the first set against a stubborn opponent. Withdrawals and retirement. Tsitsipas out. Jabeur out. Nick Kyrgios out. So we've got just those 5 there on court today. Well, I don't think that's accurate. Novak Djokovic was playing yesterday. So stomach bug. Anything we can get to just put that chink in the armour, particularly if these players are leading 2-0. Let's have a look through today. Anything which catches my eye. What I like to do is to try and target matches initially. So we've got Frenchman v Frenchman, Mannarino and Weyer. Got a 1.5 home favourite. So the reason I like to target fellow countrymen, they'll know each other's game. Weyer could win the first set, but you're expecting Mannarino not to lose 3-0. Karen Khachanov is generally reliable. We've got a Brit, Harris against Borges. He's going to get a look in. Rublev against Harris. This is going to be problematic for Rublev at 1.29. He is a big, big server, Harris. So I think this is going to be Rublev. He's going to burst, I think. The toys are going to be thrown out of the pram at 12:30. Very, very layable, particularly if he wins the first set, Rublev. Maybe the class will see him through. I don't know. Cameron Norrie against Tiafoe. I would subtly favour Tiafoe here. Very accomplished on grass. The Brit is going to get a real big booster from the home support and will take a set, I have no doubt. But Tiafoe should get through in the end. Igor Alissiem is going to struggle today, I would say, against Struff. Well known for his grass court accomplishments. Igor Alissiem struggled in Mallorca and he struggled in his opening set. I think he was two sets down or 2 sets to 1 down. So 1.4 is laughably short in a 5-setter with an accomplished grass court player like Struff. Alcaraz is playing a Brit, Tarvet. We can only hope. Alcaraz layable at 1.01. I hope you laid a few of those yesterday. We had, was it Medvedev at 1.06 losing in 3 straight sets. Unbelievable, Jeff. Thompson against Bonsai, mate. Bonsai taking a big scalp in his opener. Bonsai, stroke, mate. Thompson, with the greatest mullet on the ATP Tour. I think he will be a buzzing mosquito round Bonsai's ear. I could see a potential 5-setter here. The Australian, very accomplished. Had to work 2 sets down in his opener, Thompson. Has that taken it out of him? Ferry against Arderi, a Brit. Ferry 1.8 favourite again. Not expected to win in his opening round, but got the job done. Davidic Fekina against Van der Zandschulp. I think he's got a very big serve, Van der Zandschulp. So 1.3 Davidic Fekina. Could be frustrated today. Taylor Fritz had to end his match late yesterday. Has he rested enough today? Well, fair enough. It's a 4:30 kickoff for him. Likely to be a little bit later. Very, very accomplished on grass. Very, very reliable. In the ladies' game, who am I focusing on today? Well, we've got Cartel, odds-on favourite from Britain. Anybody else catch the eye today? I do like Elise Mertens when she turns up, so I'll give her a go. Emma Raducanu, we've already read about that injury and she's not even a favourite today. So if she does win the first set, I think she'll be very gettable indeed. Katie Bolter is very, very strong favourite against Sierra from Argentina. Again, nerves perhaps. Paolini has been very reliable. Naomi Osaka is always gettable, but you don't know which one turns up, so I might give that match a miss. The market can't split it either. It's 1.8 and evens. And do look out for those as well. 1.8 and evens matches. Are we going to guarantee a 3-setter in the ladies' game for those? So have a great day today. I will be on hand for you at 4 o'clock on Telegram for the small group of quite readable matches we've got today. We've got 4 odds on favourites at home, 3 of them at 1.25 or lower. That suggests readability, suggests goals, suggests first half goals. So I will see you around 4 o'clock. And I'll be presenting a little bit later, just at today's roundup for today's Wimbledon, the standout performers, any strengths and weaknesses, and recent injury concerns as well. I think it's very important, as you saw with Mazzetti, to do your background homework. Know which players, even the strong favourites, have been out for a while, because they are only human. We've got back issues, we've got stomach bugs with Novak, which makes his short odds layable all day long. Because if he can win a set, or if a set can be completed and then Novak retires and you've laid him, you will make the profit. I think I'm correct there. Have a great day. I will see you all later on, and hope you're enjoying Wimbledon.